Hello guys, welcome to EduTap. I am your mentor Prakash. I am a company secretary and a law graduate. And guys, I welcome you all in the series of important MCQ sessions in which we are going to discuss the chapter 5th and chapter 6th related MCQs, right? So we have already discussed the MCQs related to all the provisions, all the parts mentioned in the syllabus of your SEBI Grade A legal examination. We have already covered chapter 1, 2, 3, 4 of the Indian Contract Act, and today we are going to discuss the important MCQs related to chapter 5th and chapter 6th of your Indian Contract Act 1872, right guys? So this is going to be the lecture 14th. So if you want to watch all the previous lectures related to important MCQs, you can refer our playlist in our YouTube channel, that is SEBI Grade A Legal Exam, right? So this is our playlist for all the session related to SEBI Grade A Legal Examination, where you will get all the sessions related to important MCQs, right guys? Now let's move ahead. So guys, you all know that we have launched Practice 5000 plus MCQ course, which will cover the entire syllabus of paper 2, and that too for phase 1 as well as phase 2, right guys? So we have you will be given chapter wise MCQs as a part of this course, and you will also get 500 plus free MCQs. 500 plus free MCQs. So for that you do not need to pay anything. So take advantage of these 500 MCQs, and after solving this, if you find it suitable or if you find this course relevant for your preparation, then you can have this course. Otherwise you can continue doing so what you are right now doing, right guys? So if you want to know about this course in detail, so do refer the link given in the description box below. And guys, one more course, SEBI Grade A 7 days starter pack has been launched, in which you will be given all 500 plus MCQs, और along with इसके बाद आपको और सारी चीजें मिलेंगी, like the profile of this post, the eligibility for this examination, the cutoff of this examination, how you can prepare for this examination. So everything, all these dimensions you will cover as a part of this course, that is SEBI Grade A 2022 लीगल ऑफिसर वाले के लिए फ्री स्टार्टर 7 day पैक, ठीक है? तो 7 day का फ्री स्टार्टर पैक है, which you can have, and for that also you do not need to pay anything. This is absolutely free. So if you want to enroll this course or if you want to know about this course, then you can refer the link given in the description box. And guys, do subscribe our YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and join our Telegram channel to get the latest updates about the sessions as well as to get the PDFs of our YouTube sessions. So they are our achievers for yesterday's questions. So Jyoti Namdev, Simi Prasad and Divya Bansal. So they are our achievers for yesterday's question. And guys, you guys are doing absolutely good job. You are showing your dedication and commitment toward this examination, and believe me, this will be very beneficial for you in your upcoming examination, right? So now let's proceed with today's content. So guys, question number first is, if a person incapable of entering into a contract or anyone whom he is legally bound to support is supplied by another person with necessaries suited to his condition in life, the person who has furnished such supplies is... So guys, you have to read the question properly, because in examination you will get the questions like this, right? So you have to read the question very properly, then try to attempt that question. So your options are: entitled to be reimbursed from the family members of such incapable person. Option number B is entitled to be reimbursed from the property of such incapable person. Option number C is entitled to be reimbursed from the income or salary of such incapable person. Option number D is not entitled to be reimbursed from the property of such incapable person, or your option number E is none of the above. So guys, what is the right answer? Guys, you have to participate in the session, because this is going to be this is really going to help you in your examination. And if you are solving these MCQs which we are discussing daily, so guys, believe me, you will see the result. So what you need to do is, you have to solve every MCQs which we are discussing here. So before the examination, you have to revise all these MCQs, right? And if you revise all these MCQs, then I will not be surprised if a lot of MCQs will be a part of your actual examination. So that is why I am saying that we are covering very, very important provisions from every act. So tell me the right answer, guys. What is the right answer for question number first? The right answer is option number B, that is, he is entitled to be reimbursed from the property of such incapable person. So if you read section 68 of our Indian Contract Act, then it states that if the necessaries for a person who is incapable of contracting, for example, a minor or a mentally disabled person, or of the dependent of such a person are taken care of by someone, he has the right to be reimbursed from the property of such incapable person. Right, guys? So I hope you got it. Now let's move to the question number 2. So question number 2 is a case study, right? So these kind of case studies are frequently asked in your examination. So simply reading provision is not enough. You have to have idea about the implementation of that provision in the form of case laws and illustrations, because they are frequently asked, and out of 50 questions you can easily get 8 to 10 questions from the illustration itself, right? So that is why I'm saying that they are very much important, and you have to know how to implement the practical the provision which you have read in your statute, right? Now the question is, Ram is a zamindar, Shyam holds one of his lands on lease. Guys, read the question very carefully. Then the revenue of Ram's land is payable to the government in areas, so the land ends up being advertised for sale by the government. Then according to the revenue law, if the land is sold, it will end Shyam's lease, right? Read the question properly. Then to prevent this sale, Shyam pays Ram's dues to the government. Then in that case, your option is bound to pay back to Shyam. Option number B is not bound to pay back to Shyam, as he paid the due of his own bill, right? Own bill. Then bound to pay back to Shyam, as it is a case of implied guarantee. Then next is bound to pay back as per the principle provided in section 68 of your Indian Contract Act. And the last option is both B, A and D. So what is the right answer, guys? Tell me the right answer. If you have read the provision, you can easily implement this. You can easily solve this case study. So the right answer is option number A, that is Ram is bound to pay back to Shyam, right? So if you read section 69, so Ram is bound to pay back to Shyam. For section 69 to work, following conditions have to be satisfied. So two conditions are there. The party paying the other party's due is interested in the payment. Here Shyam is interested because he took Ram's land as a lease, right? So he is interested in this. So condition number first is fulfilled. Then the party whose payment is due was in fact bound by law to pay. So basically Ram was bound to pay to government, but since it was in arrear, so that is why here the second condition is also fulfilled, that it was due in fact bound by law to pay, right? So Ram was bound by law to pay the arrears, but he has not paid, right? So that is why here both the conditions are fulfilled. So this is simply the case of section 69. So I hope you got the clarity. Now let's move to the question number 3. So question number 3 is, a person who finds goods belonging to another and takes them into his custody is subject to the same responsibility as, your option is guarantor, bailee, pawnee, promise, or temporary owner. What is the right answer, guys? Tell me the right answer. Guys, you have to participate in the session irrespective of the fact that you do not know the answer or you have not read yet. So guys, you have to participate. By doing this, you will get to know a lot of things, and you will do mistakes here itself, and you will learn from these mistakes, so you will better attempt your actual examination. The right answer is option number B, that is bailee. Right? So if you read section 71 of Indian Contract Act, then it states that a person who finds goods that belong to another person shall be treated as a bailee, right? Bailee. A bailee is essentially a safekeeper of the goods who is supposed to return the goods to the actual owner or dispose them in the manner in which the actual owner may want them to. Right, guys? The bailee has certain duties and rights as the possessor or custodian of the goods for the time being. Right, guys? I hope you get it. Now let's move to the question number 4. So question number 4 is, A and B jointly owe 100 rupees to C. Guys, we are trying to solve a lot of illustration, because if you talk about Indian Contract Act, or if you talk about IPC, right, or you talk about tort, so guys, from these areas, a lot of illustrations or a lot of case studies are asked in your examination, right? So that is why we are trying to cover as much possible illustration as we can. So the question is, A and B jointly owe 100 rupees to C. A alone pays the amount to C, and B, not knowing this fact, pays 100 rupees over again to C. So C is, your option is bound to repay the amount to A, bound to repay the amount to B, not bound to repay back the money, either A or B or none of the above. So what is the right answer, guys? The right answer for question number 4 is option number B, that is he is bound to repay the amount to B only. So if you read section 72, so it states that if something is delivered to a person by mistake or under caution, then he is liable to pay it back. Here C is only bound to repay the amount to B only. Right, guys? Now let's move to the question number 5th. So question number 5th is, no one is allowed to enrich himself at the expense of another. This principle is known as, your options are quantum variate, quasi-contract, quantum valiant, nudum pactum, or none of the above. Which of the following is correct? So the right answer for question number 5th is option number B. Right, option number B. So no one is allowed to enrich himself at the expense of another. This principle is known as quasi-contract. So a quasi-contract is not a contract at all, because the essential elements for the formation of a contract are absent. It is an obligation basically. So it is an obligation imposed by law upon a person for the benefit of another. Even in the absence of a contract, it is based on the principle of equity. So I hope you already know about this, the concept of quasi-contract, right? Now let's move to the question number 6th. So question number 6 is, which section of the Indian Contract Act provides for compensation for breach of contract where penalty stipulated for? So tell me the right answer, friends. The right answer for question number 6 is option number D, that is section 74. So if you read section 74, then it provides for the measure of damages in two classes, where the contract names a sum to be paid in case of breach, and where the contract contains any other stipulation by way of penalty. Right, guys? So in both the cases, section 74 applies. So question number 7th is, according to Indian Contract Act, a person who rightfully resigns a contract is entitled to, your options are reasonable compensation not exceeding the amount so named. Option number B is the penalty stipulated for. Option number C is receive the same compensation as decided by the court. Option number D is compensation for any damage which he has sustained through the non-fulfillment of the contract. And option number E is none of the above. So tell me the right answer, friends. So the right answer for this question is option number D, that is compensation for any damage which he has sustained through the non-fulfillment of the contract. So if you read section 75, it states that a person who rightfully resigns the contract is entitled to compensation for any damage which he has sustained through non-fulfillment of the contract. Right, guys? Now let's move to the question number 8. So question number 8 is again a case study. A tradesman leaves goods at B's house by mistake. Then B treats the goods as his own. Now what should be the outcome? B is bound to pay A for the goods. B is not bound to pay A for the goods. B is not bound to pay A for the goods as it was his mistake that he left the goods. Right? Then B is not bound to pay A for the goods as it was a gratuitous act, or none of the above. Tell me the right answer, guys. What is the right answer? The right answer for question number 8 is option number A, that is B is bound to pay A for the goods. So if you read section 70 of Indian Contract Act, so it is written there that when a person lawfully does something for another person, for example delivers a good or a service, then without intending to do so gratuitously, then and the other person enjoys the benefit of the delivery of that good or service, the latter is bound to pay back to the former. B is bound to pay A for the goods here, right? So guys, that is why I'm saying that if you are reading the provision, then you have to implement that provision, right? You have to have idea about how to implement that theoretical concept into your practical problems, because questions 8 to 10 questions will definitely be asked as a case study. So you have to have idea, and they are simply formed as a part of your provision of the act, right? Now let's move to the question number 9. So question number 9 is, the judicial basis of quasi-contractual obligation can be explained through the principle of which of the following? Your options are voluntary benefits, just and reasonable solution, unjust enrichment, indebtedness assumption, or none of the above. So what is the right answer, guys, for question number 9? Tell me the right answer. The right answer for question number 9 is option number C, that is unjust enrichment. So guys, the foundation of quasi-contracts is based on the principle of equity, justice and good conscience, which requires that nobody shall benefit himself unjustly at the cost of others. This is known as the principle of unjust enrichment. Right, friends? Now let's move to the last question of the day. So the last question is, a right to sue on quantum merit arises when a party, your option is, has fully performed the contract, has partly performed the contract and is discharged by the other party, has not performed the contract at all, A, B and C, or none of the above. So what can be the right answer for question number 10th? So the right answer is option number B, that is, has partly performed the contract and is discharged by the other party. So guys, the suit upon quantum merit arises where a part of a contract is performed by one party, and then there is a breach of contract, or it is discovered that the contract is void or becomes void, where work has been done by one party in the execution of a contract, but the other party refuses to perform his part. Right, friends? So this is all, they all were 10 questions for the day, and question for achievers. So as you all know that those who will answer this question will display their name in tomorrow's session, right? So the question is, responsibility of finder of goods is discussed under which section of the Indian Contract Act 1872? So read the question properly and make the right comment. Will display your name in the next upcoming session, and we also want to see that how you guys are preparing and how much you are devoted and committed towards your preparation, right, guys? So this was all for this was all for today, and if you want to know anything else, or if you have any query regarding this examination, you can make comment. We will definitely try to solve that, and we'll come up with a video for that also. So we'll meet tomorrow with new session with new quality content. Till then, goodbye and have a good day, friends.